All right, so I'm doing my journal entry for the Making It Stick article that we read. And first off, good morning, or whenever you watch this, Dr. Norton. Um, I thought I'd try this out because normally I write things, but I thought, why not try doing something different? Actually, it was influenced by the article, which said that we should try different methods of learning, right? So I thought, why not, instead of writing, which I've always done a lot of, make a short video? So I can thank the Making It Stick article for that. So the first part that it said we were supposed to discuss, checking my notes. So uh, it says, do you have a learning plan? And yes, I do. I remember the first week when we were doing, just going over the syllabus and looking at everything. I was like, wow, I got to really get on top of this. And before actually I even started the first week in orientation, like I had, created a new calendar and put all my classes on it. And I actually put in study times each day just because I am really busy. I have a wife, 3 kids, and then I also have to work part time. So I knew I needed to really get on top of it. Um, so I created a schedule and I put the study times. Big thing for me too was just um, getting up early in the morning because one, I do best early in the morning. I know some people do, some people don't, but I know that about myself. Like I'd prefer to get up at 5 and study, for a couple hours before the day gets started. Um, that was my big thing, and then just having it mapped out. However, I didn't really think about how I was going to study per se. So reading this article, um, and then just the other stuff that we've seen throughout our other classes has really helped out. Um, so there's that. Then it asked about strategies to make the plan come to fruition. Um, Practice retrieving new learning from memory. That's a good one. And actually what I've been using lately, just this last week, was the Quizlet app. That one seems to really help. You can obviously make your own. I mean, you know what it is, I'm sure, but you can make your own flashcards or digital flashcards. But then also it's helped just because we have other people in our class that have made good ones. I have to make sure that they made them right, but um, that's been really helpful to like go quiz yourself because it actually like facilitates that real easily. Plus in DAA, Dr. Ferguson, I think he invited us to like a class on Quizlet actually. So I think there's more. I haven't looked through those yet. I just saw it today actually, so I'm gonna look at more. Um, Space out retrieval is another strategy I'll use in learning that came from the article. The way that I'm doing that is that like I said, I actually scheduled out on my calendar when I'm going to study for a specific class. So for instance, on Mondays, I actually have time blocked out to study for your class. So I have, an hour, and then later on in the week, like I have a free study time, so like if I'm not doing as well in the class or if I feel like I need to work a little more, then I'll do that. So I have, you know, lots of spaced out study time. Um, and then interleave study of different problem types was another one. Kind of what I referenced here was so instead of typing something, like I'm attacking the problem in a different way, by making a video. At least I felt like that was a way to do it. I read through the other ones that talked about mnemonic devices, calibration, elaboration, generation, and reflection. I did think like for elaboration and generation, I kind of feel like doing the labs is helpful in that way. So if you read the lecture material and you study that beforehand and then you're doing your labs, it's like you get to actually like hands-on see what's going on. I thought another one that I should work on, well, I guess I do actually do this one too, is just reflection. I mean, honestly, like I'll be laying in bed at night like thinking about stuff or having dreams. So I guess I'm doing it passively. Maybe that's something I can schedule in a little bit more. The next part asks barriers, hindrances to learning that I might encounter. Um, I think the big one that I read in this article is just learning to be uncomfortable. Um, I know that, like, for me, that, I mean, just like anybody, that, being uncomfortable isn't our favorite thing. However, I do see the logic behind the article, and they, back it up with studies. And I just noticed just the little bit that I've done that it helps. So I don't really think it's going to be too much of a barrier, but since you're asking what are barriers, and then my only other one is just making sure I have the time. Like I said, I've scheduled stuff out. Just got a lot of things to juggle though. So, but those are probably my biggest ones. And then how to avoid overcome barriers. Again, just scheduling out my study time, adhering to it, and then really just using the strategies that I discussed earlier about practice retrieving new information from memory, spacing out retrieval, and then interweave study of different problem types. Plus, like I mentioned, the elaboration generation and the reflection too. Uh, so I just, it was another thing, a way to avoid overcome barriers that, and I haven't done this one, but I'm going to do it today, is actually wanted to write myself some notes like on my mirror about, things I should think about every day, as far as study goes. So anyway, hopefully this works for the journal entry. And thanks, Dr. Norton. I'll actually see you tomorrow because I have lab on Monday. And hope you have a great day. Thank you.